welcome to morning coffee break. I hope everybody's doing good today. It's Saturday, October 12th. I'm feeling about as like I expected to feel after my infusion. Any place that's already sore from arthritis or just joint pain, which is arthritis, same thing for me, and just other places you have problems with, seems like they all are sore after the day after. When I had it the night of, which was Thursday, I know that came out on Friday because I had a drive out and about before that, on the day before, or the day that I had it, that came out. And then I had to do that one the next day. But anyway, I can't ever sleep. The night after having it, I can't sleep. It's awful. I mean, I don't care. I took some melatonin and it didn't do a thing. And I took my regular Benadryl because I don't think I could breathe at night without it. I didn't feel one thing off of it. I don't know what it is about the Entyvio, but it makes me just real alert and just, you know, I'm not sleepy at one bit. But hopefully that's done with. I mean, usually I don't have any trouble the next night or anything. But yeah, I just, you know, I always say the side effects are so worth it compared to what it does for me. I mean, it's basically saved my life. It's costing me a lot of money, but well, how can you put a price on that, really? In the future, I noticed Entyvio came out with a pen, you know, that like that. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but that's what you do. Like, you know, if you got what is it? If you have a bunch of bee stings, you have some kind of thing. What is it? I forget what that stuff is they give you. Anyway, you know, they've got one of those, but I don't know if the dose or whatever would work, or I may have to talk to my doctor sometime about it and see if I can get them, the company, to help me with those like they do the Entyvio. And the cost of the infusion would be out the door. You do it yourself. Used to, when I got shots of something else, they let me come to the office and the nurse would give it to me, and they never charged us for it. I did that for years, but that was every month, and I didn't like that. So it's every 2 months for the Entyvio, you know. So, and we had it at the new, actually we had it at the old place. I used to have it at the Regional Cancer Center where I go get my blood work. They kind of kicked us out of the place in the hospital because they're planning on remodeling it. And that's exactly why we ended up at the hospital, because the cancer center was remodeling, which they still are. So they put us in the old room that we used to be in. And if that room was available, why did we even have to go to the hospital? I don't understand that, because it was still the same. They hadn't remodeled that in that room that I could tell. There's really nothing much to do. You know, just a small room. And I feel a little claustrophobic in there because, you know, you're like a couple foot away from the other patients, and they had 5 of us in there and 3 nurses, you know, so it's kind of crowded. But they said eventually they'll have the room that the big one. Like when I first started getting my infusions, they were in a big room where they had like 30 places set up and curtains in between them. And each one had a TV. They say it's going to be really nice when they finally get it done. So that's what's going on with all that. Currently it's 51 degrees, high today 70. No chance of rain again, and winds at 4 miles per hour right now. Tonight, as far as I know, everything should be a go for Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews. So be looking for that tonight. We've got some great stuff. I got some stuff that I found at Aldi after I had my infusion. I feel fine for a while, you know, all night. Really, it doesn't affect me till like the next morning as far as side effects, except for not being able to sleep. So we went to the new Aldi, and I got quite a few videos coming up, so it won't come out right away, the hall and stuff. But I did a drive with us or out and about, because I don't know if I've ever filmed but maybe one time in that area that we went before, and that was years ago. So I thought that would be a good chance to show y'all a little different part of the town, you know. And it isn't as far away as I thought. It only took about 10 minutes or so to get there. We had to go get some gas from the gas station we were at, which is actually further away from our house. You know, it's further to Aldi than it would have been from our house. So we thought it was further away than that. It's really not, as far as how much time it takes to get there. So we were so impressed with it, and wait till you see the walkthrough. You're going to love it. It's a great store. It's a huge store. And they got more room for more products, you know, more variety and stuff. So we saw lots of new stuff, and we got a nice haul. I bought some things, a couple things that weren't, you know, food items. It was from their, what I call Twilight Zone aisle, where they got all the crazy stuff. You don't know ever what they're going to have. Well, you see some of it in the ads, but I don't get the ad. Our paper's just about gone under. You know, you can get, it's real expensive if you get them delivered, but they try to push you to watch it online, to look at the ads online, is what they do. And pay for that, but I'm not going to do all that. So anyway, what's for dinner tonight? Yeah, but I got several, like I said, I got the Out and About still. The infusion came out yesterday, you know, and then Out and About, and then I did a walkthrough, which I usually never do, but it wasn't very busy, and it's a new store, so that's what I'm interested in with walkouts, especially, because I've done every store around here, a walkout, more than once probably. So I have the walkthrough in the hall, so I got 3 more videos yet. I don't think I did any more besides that. You know, if sometimes it just happens that way, I'll make 3 or 4 videos in one day, and that kind of gives me a little vacation from doing an extra video. You know, I always do morning coffee break and morning devotions every day, and that's kind of a little break for me to have some more me time when I make them ahead of time like that. What's for dinner? Something that we got from Aldi. We got some of those burnt ends, barbecue burnt ends. If y'all have never had that stuff, it's great. They only weigh 1 pound, so I think we're going to try to just make some like barbecue sandwiches. I still got some brioche buns. I even think they'd probably be good with these that we got there. These multi-grain sandwich guys. But I think you would get more out of it to make a sandwich, because there's enough, obviously, probably for 3 sandwiches, but it wouldn't be that much if you just put some on your plate, you know, and had it plain. You'd have to buy 2 of them to get quite a bit, you know, 2 pounds, and I didn't want to pay for 2 of them. So we'll just have sandwiches, and I got some coleslaw I got to make, and we got some potato salad at Aldi. It's 2 pounds, so it's perfect for 2 meals, 1 pound each meal. And we had some with we got some nice wraps. I can't remember what all they were called. Turkey ranch. I forget what all they were called, but they were big. Joy and I were able to split one. There's 2 pieces in each one, and then we got Logan one, and they were way cheaper than Kroger wraps and bigger. Kroger's are like $6.99 for a wrap. These were like $4.76 or something like that. So I have the rest of the potato salad, and we'll have it with those burnt ends and stuff. And that's about it as far as news. Took a little time doing that, but here's the jokes. I am overjoyed. Soon I will be able to pay off all my loans and at last be debt free. I'm on my way to the bank, thrilled to know that in a very short while I will finally have all the money I need to begin enjoying life for once. I'm so excited I can hardly get my ski mask on. Oh man. A friend of mine and her husband were on vacation. They visited a church on Sunday morning. They liked to sit close to the front, so they entered a pew in the second row. Shortly after setting into the pew, an usher came up to them, tapped lightly on the bench, and said, "Excuse me, this pew is saved." Without missing a beat, the husband replied, "So are we." And you know what? This touched home for me because this actually happened to us. We went to, might have been even before Joy and I were married. We went to church with her mom and dad, and everybody seemed to have their own little place, but we got there kind of early, and they had this cute little pew that was like, they had two sections, kind of like a higher up, if I remember right. They like had even a balcony thing and stuff. But they had these little ones on each, like, it was like octagonal shape or something in there. It was crazy looking, but kind of neat looking, I mean. But they had these little pews that only two people could sit in, you know, and they were right against that first wall, and then it was an upper tier, you know. We actually had this couple, older couple, come up to us and said, "Excuse me," and we said, "Hi, how you doing?" They said, "You're sitting in our seats," and I went, I don't see anybody's name on it or anything. And they're like, "No, we sit here every week." And I said, "Well," I'm not for sure exactly what I said, but I think I said something like, "There's plenty of other seats in here. You know, there's nothing saying that we couldn't sit here." And Joy may tell me different, but I think that's how it went. If she tells me something different happened, I'll tell you, because this is like 50 years ago, probably, you know. And no, not 50. We were less than 20. So that'd be like 47 years or something like that. About as many as we've been married. And so I may be getting some things wrong, but that's pretty much how it went. You know. And they were like, "You know what? I don't know if I want to go there anymore." You know, I think we even talked to the preacher about it. I'm pretty sure we did after that. Like I said, I've always never been afraid to talk to anybody about anything, even when I was, you know, pretty young. Okay, let's see. I saw one for, where'd it go? Good grief. I saw one that looked neat. Maybe it was this one. I'm not really sure, though. I remember looking at this one. Go to the quiz. What was the first house of the Three Little Pigs fable made of? Mud, straw, bricks, sticks. I remember that, but I don't remember for sure which one it was. But my first impression was straw. Yeah, that's right. The Three Little Pigs is a fable about three pigs who build their houses of different materials. A big bad wolf blows down the first two pigs' houses, which are made of straw and sticks respectively, but is unable to destroy the third pig's house, which is made of bricks. Good job. Which nations were involved in a war triggered by the shooting of a pig? What? Australia and New Zealand, the U.S. and Britain, Austria and Belgium, France and Germany. Well, I don't know if New Zealand's ever been in a war. I know Australia always says, you know, sends troops to different things. U.S. and Britain, I wouldn't think so. They about did it over tea. Taxes. Sounds crazy enough to be France and Germany. No, it is the U.S. and Britain. Oh my gosh. In a war? Okay, I want to see about this. The Pig War is perhaps one of the most obscure and unusual wars in history. The story begins back in 1846 when the Oregon Treaty was signed between U.S. and Britain. The treaty aimed to put to rest a long-standing border dispute between the U.S. and British North America, later to be Canada, specifically relating to the land between the Rocky Mountains and Pacific coastline. Come on. On June 15th, 1859, a pig belonging to the British accidentally wandered onto the land of Lyman Cutler, an American farmer. When Cutler noticed the pig eating some of his potatoes, he was incensed and in a fit of rage shot and killed the pig. So it doesn't tell what happened after that, though. When did the war start, you know? I wonder if he ate the pig. I mean, that would even be more insult, wouldn't it? Which iconic New York City train station has a hidden tennis club? City Hall Station. Tennis club. 28th Street Station. Gun Hill Road Station. Grand Central Terminal. Well, Grand Central is really pretty big. If I've seen pictures of it before, I'm pretty sure, and I would say they would have plenty of room to do something like that. Yeah, that's right. Little known to most commuters, there have been posh, exclusive tennis courts hidden on the upper levels of Grand Central Terminal since the 60s, but the Vanderbilt Tennis Club is current custodian of courts behind the famous vaulted windows. I mean, which Charles Dickens novel takes place during the French Revolution? David Copperfield, Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations. I don't know. A Tale of Two Cities, you know, so like French Revolution, maybe. I'm going to try for that. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting lucky deducting today. Tale of Two Cities is a historical novel published in 1859 by Charles Dickens, set in London and Paris before and during the French Revolution. 3 right, 1 wrong. Seismology is the study of which natural phenomenon? I think a lot of people know this. Wind, volcanoes, earthquakes, floods. It's earthquakes, I think. And that's right. Seismology is a study of earthquakes and seismic waves that move through and around the earth. They got a lot more, but I don't want to know all the specifics. Which animal is said to be able to detect a drop of blood a mile away? I know this before looking at it. Lions, wolves, mosquitoes, sharks. A mosquito. That's funny. If the mosquito could detect a drop of blood a mile away, if you cut yourself outside, they would be like a swarm all over you because there's mosquitoes out there. I don't get bit. Very rarely. You know, I see them and I'll smack them sometimes outside, especially around the garden and stuff if I'm out of the evening, it seems like. But I don't ever get really bit. There must not be a ton of them around here. So, yeah, I think it's sharks. That's right. Sharks count on the element of surprise as they hunt. When they see a seal at the surface of the water, sharks will often position themselves underneath the seal. Using their tails as propellers, they swim upward at a fast sprint, burst out of the water in a leap called a breach, and fall back into the water with the seal in their mouths. I've seen that before. Which commercial plane was used to carry on its back NASA's space shuttle? Oh no. Airbus A220, Comac C919, Boeing 747, Irkut MC-21. You know, I've seen it, but I've never really paid that much attention, you know, to it. I'm kind of looking at the shuttle or whatever. I don't think it would be an Airbus. They're really big. They're really big. And I've heard of a C919, but the name doesn't sound familiar to me, Comac. I used to be really interested, and I still am kind of, in airplanes of all kinds. I used to have models when I was a kid, drew them. I had a period where I did race cars, all models of race cars, and drew them all. And I used to be really good at drawing. I just don't have the patience for it anymore, really. Maybe I will one day. It takes me forever because I'm a perfectionist drawing. I can't, if I see a mistake, I just keep doing it over and over. But anyway, don't get off the subject. I think it was a good old Boeing 747. That's right. That's what it looked like to me. The shuttle carrier aircraft are two extensively modified. Oh, they're both, and the shuttle is a modified Boeing 747. Wow, I never even knew that. That's interesting, and that NASA used to transport space shuttle orbiters. Wait, oh no, they must have two of them. Not the shuttle. It's not saying the shuttle. It says the shuttle carrier aircraft are two extensively modified Boeing 747. So they have two of them. It's not the shuttle itself. I was thinking, how could they just make a Boeing 747 into a space shuttle? They couldn't do that. Well, they could, but I mean, they didn't. Okay. In which city does the comic book character Superman live? Gotham, Washington, D.C., New York City, Metropolis. Well, I think, you know, everybody knows Gotham. You know, it's where Batman hangs out. It's not, I think it's Metropolis. Yeah. I don't need to talk about that. Everybody's heard about Superman. The name Big Ben refers to what part of the clock tower? Hands, bell, spire, palace. Refers to what? Hands? Hands? The hands of it? The bell? Spire, palace. I don't know what they mean really by that. The name Big Ben refers to what part? Maybe the bell? It wouldn't be just the hands, would it, of the clock? That's right. Yeah. The House of Parliament and Elizabeth Tower, commonly called Big Ben, are among London's most iconic landmarks and much-see attraction. Technically, Big Ben is the name given to the massive bell inside the clock tower. Okay. I think, you know, hands, it wouldn't be, you know, the hands on the clock, I mean. The Greek capital city takes its name from which deity? Hera, Athena, Apollo, Aphrodite. I think it's Athena. Right. I've really got kind of lucky today. I know some of this stuff, but I also kind of deduct if you see how I do things. There's a rich and mythical history all around the Greek capital city, Athens, and the way the city was named is no exception. The story starts with a duel between ancient gods Olympus to determine who would give the city its name and become its patron. Okay, I did 9 right and 1 wrong today. I enjoyed this. It's something different. We haven't really done one quite like this yet, so I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that... Uh-oh, something. Cat hair. And hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Kitty, she was up here. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great morning and a great day. And check out Logan's awesome snack reviews tonight. Bye, everyone, and God bless.